silent.
Hello there, my little Martians. It is I, the Origami Martian, and today I'm bringing a video to you that has a very interesting subject. A subject that changed the course of human history. I'm going to talk about the first nuclear bomb detonation called the Trinity. Yeah, the Trinity, not the one from Matrix. But either way, how it became to be and its aftermath. But before I start, be sure to press the subscribe button to become one of my Martian minions. Press the like button if you enjoyed this video, turn the notification bell on, and leave a comment of what would you like to see next on my channel. So, pull up your Martian antennas and let's dive in. The new era of the humankind was changed for you guys forever. Starting from 1905, well, the famous Albert Einstein, he was an alien too, established that every tiny quantities of mass are equivalent to his immense amounts of energy. We told him that, by the way, through his equation E equals mc squared. Then in 1945, with the first ever nuclear bomb detonated shortly before Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Nobody was expecting that era to have such a devastating effect and seeding fear and terror among the human population. Yeah, we watched you and we didn't stop you. We want to see how far you little monkeys can go.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Quote from Bhagavad Gita, spoken by the famous father of the atomic bomb, Julius Robert Oppenheimer, shows us that even him was terrified by his discovery. If it went spirally out of control, that would have been the end of your human tiny race, or even maybe end of all life on Earth. Yeah, you destroy everything, you pitiful humans. So what exactly happened during the atomic era will always remain a mystery. But I have some secret files that will put some light on that mystery, and we'll try to unfold it with all the facts and evidence that I found was given to me by the government and the men in black. I'm not telling this. Never mind. Born on April 22nd, 1904 in New York, son of German-Jewish immigrant who made his fortune in the textile industry, which later helped him not to be expelled from college for putting an apple dosed with noxious chemicals on his tutor's desk. Smart kid. During his studies, he was a chain smoker who very often was neglecting to eat at all so he could focus his thoughts and concentrate fully on his work. Smart human. For all that to be even more frightening, he was in a period of depression, which he once confessed to his brother Frank. I need physics more than friends. You need a girl, bro. On the other side, he was so optimistic and engaging in conversations that many times he was the one who continued the seminar sessions as speaker. That trait of his was so irritating to some of his fellow students that even wrote and signed a petition to their tutor to silence out Oppenheimer. Smart kid, huh? They even threatened they will boycott the classes if he wasn't silenced. His tutor, Max Born, who initially invited him to the University of Göttingen in the first place, read it, left it on his desk so Oppenheimer can read it, and it was effective with not even a word said. Later in 1927, at the age of 23, he obtained his Doctor of Philosophy degree, supervised by Born. Well, smart kid, I will say. When I was 23, I was interested in some other things. Never mind. The professor administered the oral exam and said, "I'm glad that it's over." He was on the point of questioning me. Oppenheimer published many papers while in Göttingen, but the most famous paper, which remains his most cited work, is the Born-Oppenheimer approximation, which separates nuclear motion from electronic motion in the mathematical treatment of molecules, allowing nuclear motion to be neglected to simplify calculations. With the rise of Adolf Hitler, His interest in politics grew stronger, reinforcing liberal democratic philosophy. After his father's death in 1937 and his inheritance of his fortune, I'm rich, bitch, Oppenheimer never really used it to support the anti-fascist organizations because of the tragic suffering toward the Russian scientists by Joseph Stalin, and he withdrew his association with the Communist Party, even though he was never part of it. The most famous physicists at the time, Albert Einstein, Leo Szilard, and Eugen Wagner, warned the US government about the threat of all of humanity if Nazis are trying to make a nuclear bomb. Yeah, like they were not threats enough. This was the final straw for Oppenheimer, and he started to seek a process to make a nuclear bomb. The US Army in 1942 was given the responsibility of organizing the US and British physicists to harness nuclear energy for military purposes. They called it the Manhattan Project. There was a movie about this. It's really good. I recommend it. Oppenheimer was the head scientist and chose the main laboratory place to be near his childhood boarding school, Los Alamos, near Santa Fe, New Mexico. It was this place where was invented and crafted the first ever nuclear bomb, which was tested at the Jornada del Muerto desert about 35 miles southeast of Soroco, New Mexico. The first nuclear bomb was named Trinity, because they watched The Matrix and they liked it, so that's why. Which was assigned by Oppenheimer, inspired by the poetry of John Donne. Oh, yeah, my mistake. No, actually, it is the script writer's mistake. He was inspired because he liked The Matrix. Never mind. It was detonated at 5:29 a.m. on July 16, 1945, as part of the Manhattan Project. The test site, Jornada del Muerto, was strategically chosen as it was flat and usually calm without any major winds to blow away any radioactive fallout. Yeah, the game Fallout, yeah, the video game. Never mind. The only structures there were the McDonald's ranch house and its ancillary building, which they were using it as a laboratory for testing bomb components. And that's how the franchise McDonald's started, because the US government refunded them and gave them money, reimbursed them because they were using their farm. Thank you very much. Another fact. The main bedroom was tuned into a clean room for assembly of the nuclear capsule. Then the completed capsule was sent to the tower at the test site. On July 13, the assembly was done of the gadget. That's the laboratory euphemism for a bomb, by the way. It was placed on top of a 100-foot steel tower so it would behave as it was dropped from a bomber. As detonation in midair would show relevant data how the weapon would behave as the explosion would expand in spherical shape, which would maximize the destruction of the target and would generate less nuclear fallout. All that was left now to be arranged were the detonation date and time. It was suggested that the weather conditions would be good between July 18th and 21st because of the Potsdam Conference, and that conference was on how to administer Germany, which has agreed to unconditionally surrender 9 weeks earlier on May 8th. US President Harry S. Truman forced them to conduct the test before the conference began. Because of that, it was rescheduled the test to be conducted on July 16, which was the earliest date of all the bomb components to be available. The time was set on 0400 hours initially, but they faced harsh conditions, heavy rain and lightnings. Yeah, Thor was kinda angry that day, which they feared it could detonate the bomb prematurely. And if you have never had a premature detonation, you know that sucks. So the time was postponed after the rain, an hour and a half later, and it was detonated in 5:29. The explosion was equivalent to 20 kilotons of TNT. I'm dynamite. TNT. You know that. Melting the surround desert sand and turning it to a mildly radioactive green glass called Trinity. Yeah, kind of sci-fi name. The devastation effects of the full-scale test were astounding, leaving the test site with a 5 feet deep crater and 30 feet wide. Oh my god, you humans, what have you done? The shockwave was felt 100 miles away. My fart, by the way, has a bigger shockwave than this, but never mind. with a mushrooms cloud reaching 7.5 miles. My God, just look at this thing. It's... oh my God, crazy. The light produced from the bomb was so bright the surrounding mountains were lit brighter than daytime, and the colors were mesmerizing, from purple to green and then to white, and I think they were eating a lot of acid, LSD and all that shit. That's why they saw these colors. It was that time when the verse from the Hindu holy book, the Bhagavad Gita, crossed Oppenheimer's mind. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Since none of the civilians were notified of the test, some heard and saw the bomb and were terrified. Yeah, really. What were they expecting? Firecracker? Questions quickly started raising what has happened, but even that was planned. They had prepared 4 different public announcements. If the bomb is successful, which was used, if there was a catastrophic scenario involving serious damage to the surrounding communities, evacuation of nearby residents, and a placeholder for the names of those killed, if any. The following announcement was made after the successful test. Alamogordo, New Mexico, July 16. The commanding officer of the Alamogordo Army Base made the following statement today. Several inquiries have been received concerning a heavy explosion which occurred on the Alamogordo Air Base reservation this morning. A remotely located ammunition magazine containing a considerable amount of high explosives and pyrotechnics exploded. There was no loss of life or injury to anyone, and the property damage outside of the explosives magazines was negligible. Weather conditions affecting the content of gas shells exploded by the blast may make it desirable for the army to evacuate temporarily a few civilians from their homes. Liars! The real truth about the Trinity test was told after the bombing of Hiroshima, which contributed even more fear of nuclear weapons and their devastating effect among the citizens. There was radioactive fallout outside of the restricted area for the test, approximately 30 miles from the detonation point. It has formed a white mist which somehow got on the livestock there and resulted with burns and temporary loss of hair. It's good they didn't lose their balls. After the hair grew on the livestock, it was discolored white, so they became alien livestock. The army bought all of the livestock from the farmers and kept them for further research. After the Hiroshima bombing, the Kodak Film Company observed 2 anomalies. Oh, what did they expect? See the multiverse on their film? Back in those days, the films were packaged in cardboard boxes. Kodak ran thorough search and found out that the fogging and spotting was caused by the nuclear explosion somewhere in the United States. Yeah, that's a good test. Just put your film out in the air and it has a fogging or spotting. Yeah, the bomb has exploded, or I have farted. Nevertheless. The nuclear bomb in Hiroshima was not the cause due to the different time frames. The company responsible for making the cardboard boxes was situated in Indiana, which their water was contaminated with nuclear fallout and that transferred to the cardboard boxes itself. This discovery was kept secret until 1949. You humans really know how to keep secrets, you bastards. The Trinity site today is an open house and was first opened in 1953. The radioactivity at the site today is about 10 times more than regular daily radiation, so be free to go there and lose your hair or let your balls fall off. To be put that to perspective, 1 hour of exposure at the Trinity site equals to half of the normal daily total radiation a person encounters during normal activities and medical sources. The site is open to the public twice a year, in April and October, and hosts around 2,000 to 3,000 visitors annually. Mostly people interested in atomic tourism. Why you people go there? Like, what do you want? Like, you want your balls to fall off? God damn it! At Ground Zero, there is a 12-foot monument erected with a plaque which reads, Trinity Site, where the world's first nuclear device was exploded on July 16, 1945. Or that's what you humans think, because we have done many nuclear tests on your planet way before this. Sorry, I was not supposed to say that. The nuclear age surely transformed the history of the humankind forever in many ways, both positive and negative. It paved the path towards nuclear power supply, but on the other spectrum, it destroyed so many lives and changed so many regions, left scars forever in the history books. You humans really need to learn from this. Don't repeat this, or we will destroy you. The aftermath of the nuclear radioactivity and their destructive nature is felt even today, where just with the exposure of the radioactivity, one certainly will develop some DNA mutations, which always result with cancer and or difficulties living normal life. Why mutations are not positive like the ones in X-Men, so we can have super strength or super speed or, I don't know, incredibly good sexy charm so we can attract more mates?
My turn.
Well, my little Martians, at least the ones who stay till the end of this video and listen to me blabble, I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned some new information about this history-changing event. So be sure to press the subscribe button to become one of my Martian minions. Press the like button if you enjoyed this video, turn the notification bell, and leave a comment on what would you like to see. Please leave a comment, I'd like to talk to you. Oh, if you enjoyed our content, please check out some of our other videos. See you around, people, and remember, make love, not war.
Open your mind.